Scott Doring at Valley Sport Marine. What we have here is a 2019 1900 Tyee closeout. It's last year's model, and we've got a deal on this one. It's brand new with factory warranty. It's in the blue color. We ordered it with the optional 3D raised lettering on the outside of the boat. And what's unique when you go to a 1900 Tyee, on the bottom of the boat, this is called an IPS 2 hull. So you have a couple different strakes. These are cup strakes that create lift, push the water down and keep you dry. That isn't on most of the Lunds, it's on the Tyee. As we come around the back of the boat, of course this is a IPS hull. So on the bottom of that hull, that section goes up about a third of the boat, and that's the power strake. That flat section on the very bottom is called the power strake. So when you're on plane, it kind of sits on that piece when you trim up, and about 90% of this boat's going to be out of the water. When you're in a cheap boat, you can go all the lake and see this. You're going to see a boat, you're going to see a spray line somewhere around the windshield. That water's going to curl up into your boat, get you wet, and it's also not very efficient. The more boat we get out of the water, the faster it'll go and the smoother it'll ride. So when you look at the Lund, from here back, that's what's going to be in the water. You have a very, very aggressive rear chine to the back of the boat. That's called a reverse chine. So that's going to take that water, push it back down, push the boat up, and keep it very dry. That's going to go up the boat about a third of the way up the boat, push the water down, and the Lunds have a cupped spray rail. So this is going to catch any of the rest of that water and push it back down. One thing they've done too, Lund has got a 100% composite transom now on their boats. Traditionally, aluminum Lunds have had a wood transom. This has now got a composite transom. Cheaper boats have a hollow transom, so there's nothing to drill into. Now, to go into the boat, 200 horse, 3.4 liter Mercury V6. So big motor. It's going to make this boat all very fast, and it'll make the lake a whole lot smaller with that kind of motor. It's got the hydraulic Teleflex hydraulic steering, and it's got the two flip-up seats in the back of the boat, the jump seats, which are pretty awesome. So we can sit back here. They're very comfortable to sit in. There's plenty of room, like the way this is staggered. You look at my knees, you can go 6 people behind the windshield, and there's plenty of room between each seat. You've got a huge divided live well in the back of the boat, and that also has lights in it. So get home at midnight in the summertime from a late trip, you can take all 10 walleyes out of there instead of leave one in there for the next day. Comes the ski pole, and then these are Pro Ride seats, which are very ergonomically correct seat. It's their premium seat. Fits the curvature of your back, and they're on air pedestals. In the front, we have 2 pilot's chairs. So the pilot's chairs got armrests, they recline, they've got sliders. They're really, really nice chairs. They swivel. Another thing you look at this Lund is when I'm facing the water, and most boats my knees are hitting. On a Lund, I got plenty of room. I can drift this direction, I can net. So there's a ton of room. The other thing you have is the Sport Track brackets. We have one on display here. I can put my rod holder there and adjust them to fly anywhere I want it. I don't want to drill a hole into this brand new boat. You don't have to do that on this boat. It's got the Sport Track system in the front, and you can put your rod holders on the bow rails in the front of the boat. Don't have to drill any holes in the boat. Pop-up cleats in the back of the boat, so there's no breaking rods. You can those go down flush when you don't want to use them. Got a big built-in gas tank, and then this boat has this really nice rod locker in the floor. So we can put 8 total rods in there, and they all have their own individual tube, and it's got lights in there, so you can find all your rods at night. So one at a time, you can pull rods out without tangling them all up. One thing on the Tyee, this boat is going to be substantially deeper than most boats. So look at how high it comes up to my thigh. So it's a very, very safe, deep boat on Skakawea. The tall wall equals security when you're inside the boat. I can stand, tow holds here, I can stand on the side of the boat and net. I don't feel like I'm going to fall out of the boat. So if you want a traditional big, deep boat, Tyee is kind of where it's at. Tilt steering, nice gauge cluster, plenty of room to put a graph in the front of the boat. You got nets underneath here. And the reason I like nets, you can put your life jackets out, they're not going to get stinky, and they're going to air out. Got a little storage area right here. Great area to put some Plano tackle boxes. And then we go to the front of the boat. So you have a system of nets up here. When you're out there fishing, you can put your marker buoys in there, life jackets, Plano tackle boxes, any of that stuff. Huge storage compartment in the front here. That's gigantic. I can almost step in here. It's got a ton of room inside that. It's got a shock to keep it open, all aluminum, big opening instead of a small opening. If you get in a cheap boat, you're gonna have a small opening because they don't have the same integrity in the lids. Front of the boat, we're gonna be wired for 24-volt with trolling motor batteries, and it's got an onboard charger in this boat. Interior lights, and it also has bolsters in the back of the boat. So if someone wants to sit in the front of this boat and hang out, you got the 2 chairs to hang out. So this is kind of a rundown of the 2019 1900 Tyee. We're located, it's Valley Sport and Marine. We're located in Minot and Bismarck. And give us a call if you're interested in this boat.